I'm Christophe Balestra. I'm the programming director of Naughty Dog, and I'm also the lead programmer on Jak X. Well, we took part of the what we got from Jak 3 from the physics. We improved it a lot, and we focused a lot on the controls because we thought that we had something really good on Jak X, and we wanted to improve it a lot. And so we took that, and we just made a new game out of that, and it's a lot about racing and combat. I mean, that's we as Naughty Dog Creation, we want to focus on the gameplay, and that's the game is all about gameplay. We have you have two types of pickups for the weapons. You have the red one that are to pick up defense weapon, and you have the yellow one that are to offensive weapons. So when you pick up just a yellow pickup, you get the offensive weapon. You can upgrade them too. It's just if you use your weapon, offensive weapon, and you shoot other people, you upgrade your weapons, and you have different levels for each weapon. Yeah, you can pick up health, turbo, and that's pretty much the main pickups you can pick up on the top. When you race, you because you have the weapons, obviously, so you have the combat at the same time. But we have also different types of games. We have the hunt, where you have to be the best hunter. We have some other mode there where you have to kill some droids, driving droids, and which is really fun. We have just in the deathmatch, obviously, where you have tried to get the most kills in the game. So I would say that at the end of Jak 3, we say, okay, well now the PlayStation 2 is pretty full, and but it was challenging to get the online stuff in, and we did it. And it's amazing that the PlayStation can do all of that because it's our engine plus all the online component. And that was a very challenging task, but we did it, and we're proud of it. It's working already fine. Online, I mean, everything is what is done for the adventure mode will be online as well. I mean, we took the approach of instead of making two different games, we just programming things once, and it works for both. So because we want to have just a big game on the adventure game as we did on Jak 2 and Jak 3 and Jak and Daxter, and we want to have the same gameplay online. So it's going to be pretty huge online because it's going to be just the same type of games. 20 different tracks within 8 different open arenas. So it's going to be big tracks. I mean, just because we're spawning levels once again, so it's going to be just very, very long tracks. Yeah, it's going to be very impressive. Also, you'll be able to customize your cars in 2 different ways. There is you can customize, change the different parts of the car as you like, as you want your car to look, and you can also change the colors and everything. And also, you'll be able to customize your car so to change how you drive it, and that's 2 different things. They're not connected. The good thing is just you'll be able to drive your own experience on the adventure mode and build your own vehicles, and because you will own the 12 plus vehicles, you will own all of them, and you will be able to customize as you want and bring them online and just have your super nice car online. The drivers, because when you're online, on the adventure one you play Jak. It's only Jak. It's about Jak and Daxter. But when you play online, you can pick the character you want to drive, and that affects also your controls because Sig is going to be more about the weapons, and Aislin's going to be more about the speed, and so we're going to balance the game also that way. It's just,
I'm Evan Wells, and I'm the co-president of Naughty Dog. Today we are presenting Jak X for the first time. It's the latest Naughty Dog product. It's an extension of the Jak and Daxter franchise, but as we discussed at the end of Jak 3, it's no longer part of the trilogy. We've wrapped that up with Jak 3. So this game takes place as sort of a side story. It's not about the precursors, but it still is very much in the universe, and we are including an adventure mode that includes a lot of cutscenes and story and plot, along with just the over-the-top action that we're including with all the racing elements, of course. Well, as we were developing Jak 3, we obviously created this very sophisticated physics system to run the dune buggies in Jak 3, and And everyone who saw it, including ourselves, including our producers, the press, consumers, they all said, wow, that's a lot of fun to race those cars. It really deserves the attention of a full game. So it was a really simple choice for us to move in this direction. The game has a story that's very rich this time. They're brought to this city that Crew from Jak 2 originated from. You know, it's a city all about crime and gambling and sort of very seedy. It's where Crew's home base was. But of course, in Jak 2, he met an untimely demise at the hands of Jak and Daxter. So they get called to the city to hear his will and the reading of his will. And Crew, from his grave, has still got some sinister plots up his sleeve, and he tricks them into racing for him on his team to try to win the grand championships of the city, which ultimately has a lot more value than a simple trophy in a trophy case. It turns out that the crime lords of the city use this as sort of competition to see who will be the ruling family, and Crew wants to bring that to his side even after his own death. We wanted to provide much more than just a racing game. I mean, Jak and Daxter has always been about variety and mission types, and so that's what we wanted to include in this racing game as well. So of course we'll have tracks where the objective is to finish in first place by getting the lowest time, but that's not the only objective you'll have on the track. We'll have other events where you actually race around the track with drone cars, and rather than trying to come in first place by getting the lowest time, there's a fixed amount of time, and it's who can rack up the highest kill count in that fixed amount of time. We'll also have open arenas that will be much more traditional Jak 3 type gameplay, where you'll have beasts or animals or creatures out there that, there's 5, 6 of you out there trying to hunt and kill the most beasts as they can in the allotted time. We'll also have challenges which are just straight up deathmatch. You'll have these giant open arenas, and it's just who can kill each other the fastest. So we're really trying to keep that variety of the Jak and Daxter franchise consistent across this game as well. Yeah, well, with Jak X, we really wanted to take Naughty Dog online for the first time, and we were really excited to do it, but working on the Jak and Daxter trilogy never really allowed us to experiment in that realm, because we really wanted to focus on a single-player adventure experience for those games. But now, this is a perfect opportunity to make this game that's entirely focused on online. Everything you do, even in the adventure mode, even in the single-player missions, it's still running online code. It's just, there's one player. So we really want to make this game all about online, all about multiplayer. You've got 2-player split screen. You can play locally. Those 2 players can play online together against opponents. You have 6 players can play in any race or match together online. You've got headset support that allows open channel communication. You don't have to push any button. You can speak freely. So I really just wanted to make this a very rich online experience. We really wanted to make sure the cars were really strong personalities themselves, so that every car had a very unique and sexy feel. And so we enlisted the help of a student who just graduated from Art Center in Pasadena, majoring in transport design. So he had a choice of going to Detroit to actually make real cars, or just really spread his wings and just come up with some really crazy designs that can be implemented very fast and sort of see his work on screen right away. So he's just really jazzed about this, and it allows us to tap into that creative talent and come up with just a lot of different modes and our customization ability and personalization ability for your cars that you're going to be racing. When you go online, it's really going to be about your car and the way you've set it up. We're going to have over a dozen cars that you can choose from, and on top of that, there are 10 or 12 different body parts on that car that you can customize, and we'll have dozens of those as well. So the combinations are just going to be millions, and you can then of course adjust the colors as well, the paint job, and the decals that go on. So I mean, really, when you go online, how you decked your car out is going to be how you're recognized. The new faces, you saw the intro today, right away it showcases Razor, who is sort of your arch rival. He's the star racer for the rival Gang Lord, and the Gang Lord uses him to take out the other competition. They use very devious methods, and in this city, basically rules don't apply, and it's all about the combat, and they basically try to take out their competition by any means necessary. So he's a real one to watch out for. We also showcased GT Blitz today, who is the race commissioner, and he's also the announcer who broadcasts this sport for all the world to see. And he comes in, and actually he enlists the help of Pecker from the previous Jak games to help the color commentary, and so that works out real well. Oh yeah, well we got a great new feature in Jack X with the PSP coming out. There is a Daxter PSP game in the works, and Jack X is going to support some compatibility with it through the use of unlockable secrets via the USB cable. So you'll be able to unlock vehicles and characters from the Daxter game. So look for that extra functionality. Jack X is coming out on the PlayStation 2 this fall, 2005. Hi, I'm Evan Wells, and I'm the co-president of Naughty Dog, and this is Christophe Balestra, and he's the programming director. And we're here today to talk about Jack X. Jack X is the latest installment in the Jak and Daxter franchise. We really wanted to do something new with the franchise this time, make sure that we kept things fresh and kept evolving things. We wanted to look at what we did in Jak and Daxter in the past games and see an area that hadn't really been focused on enough. And something that we recognized right away in their character design that we've always had is racing elements. Jak has racing goggles on his head, and Daxter is wearing sort of a racing helmet. He's got the flaps. So it's always been part of their characters, and we've always included racing elements and racing portions of the game in our previous games, Jak 1, 2, and 3. We really felt that the racing area of the game could be fleshed out and be a full game of its own. We really felt that if we added a lot of new features like split screen, multiplayer, online, customizability, that we could actually turn it into a game in and of itself. So that's where we got Jak X. So here we got a race started, and you can see there's a nice visceral crash that I was describing earlier. So something we wanted to include in the Jak and Daxter game was just a really cool looking car. So we actually hired a transport design student out of a local college, the Pasadena Arts Center actually, to design all of our cars. And you know, he had the choice of going to Detroit and making real cars, or come to Naughty Dog and actually working with us and just you know, spreading his wings and going crazy. And you know, this is the result. We have some really cool looking cars that are fully customizable. I would like to add, you can actually switch out the body parts and make your look your own. So you can switch out the front fenders, the rear fenders, the side panels, the roof, the trunk, the hood, the exhaust, the rims. I mean, you can really tweak it out to be just how you want it to look, and then you can change the color and the stripes. And then you also get to see that be damaged in glorious fashion as you race around the track, bumping into walls. Your car will dent, the paint will scratch, the pieces will eventually start rattling around, shaking off, and getting ripped and tumbling down the road as you race by. And you can also jump in the water, as Christophe's demonstrating. Here, Christophe's demonstrating another type of gameplay we have. Something that Jak and Daxter games have always had is a lot of variety in the gameplay, so we wanted to make sure we included that as well in our racing game. So besides just your standard circuit race where you're racing around to try to get in first place by getting the lowest lap times, we introduced games like this, which is a death race. So you're out on the track and you actually aren't really competing against anybody but a score. And so you've got these drone cars which are generated out in front of you as you race around the track. And each time you shoot one, you get a point, and you can see the score incrementing there in the upper right corner. And for the first lap, you get 1 point per kill, but you're encouraged to race around the track as fast as you can, because on the second lap, kills will be worth 2 points, on the third lap, 3, and so on and so forth. We also have a combo meter. You can see that come up there at the top. If Christophe kills multiple cars in a small time frame, you actually start to rack up combos, and that'll increase your score even faster. And you've got to achieve a certain score just in order to get a bronze medal or a silver or gold medal on this track, so that you can advance in the overall standings in the adventure mode. Which is another very important aspect of this game. We sort of have two sides of this. We have the adventure mode, and then we also have the multiplayer mode. And in adventure mode, we have, as I said, over 45 minutes of cinematics that tell a fun Jak and Daxter story, but we also have over 100 different events that you'll compete in and try to rack up a higher and higher medal count in order to finally enter the grand championships of Crass and take home the gold. But we also have the other side of things, which is the multiplayer aspect, which it's really cool. For the first time, Naughty Dog's games are going multiplayer, and so we have 2-player split-screen multiplayer, which you can play locally at home. But we've also included online this time, so you can go online with 6 of your friends and compete in every single event that's available in single player. Will also be available in multiplayer as well. This is an example of another type of venue we have. The previous 2 venues have been more track-based, which are more linear type experiences. This is a wide open, vast terrain arena that also has a variety of events in it. Here, this is just a simple death match. It's oh, I'm sorry, this is not death match at all. This is an artifact race. And so in this event, you actually are racing around, and you can kill each other if you want, and that'll certainly slow them down. But in order to get points, you got to race to the artifact, which is under that shaft of light there. And anyway, we're right on schedule to get this game out fall 2005. It's going to be great, and I think everybody's got to own this game. Jak and Daxter fans, racing fans, any vehicular combat fans, you got to get this game.
You know, except for a little rash in the nether regions, I feel fine.
Well, Homer, I'm here live on the stage. It's really nice to be back sitting down. I gotta be honest with you, it's crazy out there on the show floor. I'm here with Evan Wells, co-president of Naughty Dog. Welcome, Evan. Christoph, you'll be playing the game for us. You're not mic'd because you're just here to show off the kick-ass game, Jak X Combat Racing. Evan, how's your show going so far?
It's going great. Jak X is getting a great reception. We've got a lot of people going through the booth, playing it, having a good time.
Nice. Now, for people who are not yet familiar with Jak X Combat Racing, for first thing, shame on you. Secondly, though, why don't you tell us all about it?
All right, well, Jak X Combat Racing is the latest installment in the Jak and Daxter franchise. We've sold 7.5 million units worldwide of Jak 1, 2, and 3, so we've got a lot of fans out there ready for the next installment. At Naughty Dog, we're always trying to do something new, something different, keep it fresh, so this time around, we looked back at what we'd done in the past Jak and Daxters and the areas of the game that we thought we could further develop and deserve its own game, and what we kept coming up with was racing.
Nice.
Jak and Daxter have always been about racing. It's part of their character, part of their character design. Jak's got the goggles on, Daxter's got the racing helmet with the flaps on.
Cool.
You know, so we just figured it was just a tip of the iceberg what we had done in the past games with their racing elements, and we thought we really could make a full game out of this.
Now, it's not just a racing game, though, because it has a story to it. It's not just a bunch of cars, throw them in you and make you go. What's the storyline behind the game?
Well, what we try to do is infuse story-driven motivation for the players. So as they're going through each event and they're winning more medals and trying to earn a high enough medal count to get into the Grand Championships, they're also experiencing a rich Jak and Daxter story.
Nice.
We got 45 minutes of cinematic animation in there.
45 minutes?
45 minutes. You know, it's going to be just as big, just as great as every other past Jak game. It's just focused on racing this time.
Very cool. Now, what race are we looking at right now?
Right now we're looking at Crass City. This is a new environment for Jak and Daxter. We got some tracks, some venues that are familiar, that are fans of the franchise. Like we've got environments from Jak 1, like the jungle, and we got environments from Jak 2 with Haven City and the sewers. But here we're out into a new city. It's called Crass City. It's actually where the storyline takes place. It's where Jak and Daxter start their adventure this time. They're called back to this city to listen to the reading of Crew's will. Now, if you remember from Jak 2, Crew is the arms dealer, the smuggler.
Right.
He was kind of a shady character, and this city is very shady itself. They're very into this sport, combat racing, and a lot of people are betting on it, and a lot of people are trying to fix the races. So as you go through the adventure, a lot of that plot will unfold, and you also just get to experience some really fun races. Here you see that Christoph's racing around the track. He's using some of his weapons. The racing is weapon-based. That's why we call it combat racing.
Right, there you go.
The combat's just as important. But it's more, as you said, more than just a racer because, of course, we have racing. We've got your standard circuit race, which you're just trying to race across to get across the finish line first. We also have a wide variety of event types. Staying true to what we've done in the past Jak and Daxter's, variety is very important to us. So on top of a circuit race on these tracks, we'll also have events called Death Race, which it's not about finishing first, it's about racking up the highest kill count the fastest.
Nice.
You got a lot of fodder out there that just you can unload your weapons and start racking up the kills. We've got something called Turbo Dash, which asks you to drive around the track and pick up fuel cells from Jak 1. The fuel cell attached to the car, and then you've got to turbo around the track as fast as you can. As you turbo, you're actually charging the fuel cell up, and each time you charge 1%, you get 1 point. So it encourages you to get that fuel cell and start tearing ass around the track. Can I say ass?
Yeah.
All right.
You just did.
Tearing ass around the track, and you're just driving really aggressively, and you get a lot of big explosions, a lot of fantastic action.
Nice. Now, speaking of the variety of the game, like you said earlier, are we just driving as Jak and Daxter the whole time? Are there other racers we can use? What's up?
Yeah, we got a wide variety of characters. All the favorites are back. You got Torn, you got Sig, you got Ashlyn, you got Kira. Of course, you got to get Pecker back in there. So we got all the favorite characters from the past Jak and Daxter games, but we also introduced some new ones.
New ones?
Yeah, we got Razor. He's sort of Jak's arch rival in this game.
I was about to say, I bet he looks pretty mean.
Yeah,
he's got a
he's
name like
tough
Razor.
cookie. Yeah. And you meet him in the intro, then through the course of the game, you finally start racing against him, and he doesn't exactly play fair. This like I said, Crash City's a shady town, and a lot of tricks coming on the back. And then we've also got a new character called GT Blitz. You meet him right away too. He's sort of the television personality, the face of the racing sport city.
Okay.
And he's always goading Jak and Daxter on to try to make the races more exciting, more explosive, and get the ratings up.
Obviously, you got to get those ratings up.
Yeah.
So keep watching GameSpot Live. Keeping it coming now. There's more to this game that we haven't talked about yet, which is the online component.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is the online component of Jak X Combat Racing?
Yeah, well, for the first time, Naughty Dog is making a game that's multiplayer and online.
All right.
Yeah, but we got 6 players can go online to compete against each other. It's a lot of fun. We have 2-player split screens, so 2 people locally can play together also. And what's really cool is 2 people locally can play together online against 4 people out there in cyberspace.
Nice.
So that's a pretty cool feature. And we also allowed the cars to be customized. So we wanted personalization that you get out of a racing sim, like a GT4. You can actually come in and you can modify your car. You can change the front fenders, the rear fenders, the side panels, the roof, the trunk, the hood, the exhaust, the rims, and every single one of the dozen cars that we have in the game can be fully customized like this, as well as you can change the paint color on the stripes and on the base of the car. So everybody who goes online, everybody's going to be driving a unique car out there, and it's going to be your signature as you go online.
Now, are any of these modifications going to make your car better than someone else's car?
Yes, we also allow you to add performance to your car. You can upgrade the acceleration, the handling, the top speed, the armor. All these features can be upgraded as you go through the adventure game. But in order to try to make the online experience as balanced as possible, we introduced 2 modes. We have limited and we have unlimited. If you want to play a very even match, you can pick the limited mode, in which case you both come in, you pick a stock car, you have a couple of performance upgrade points that you can choose to distribute on whatever category you like, but then you go on and you race, and it's a fair match. But if I've been playing the game for a couple months and I've really built out my car and I want to go off and show that off, I can go into unlimited mode, in which case I'm now going on into a no holds barred arena, and you can take on anybody, and everybody has the best car out there.
I think that's a great idea, because personally, with so many great games out right now, there's often times where a game with online capabilities, I'll get to it maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month later than everyone else did, and I try taking it online, and all of a sudden everyone is so ridiculously good at this game, like say a Madden or something like that, I can't even compete. But with that limited mode, in case I'm not in there at the beginning, I should be okay. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, what we really want to do is capture that excitement of the photo finish and the reversal of fortune that you get from a last-minute come-from-behind victory. So we're really trying to capture that essence.
Nice. Do you feel like taking some questions from the crowd?
I'd love to.
From our GameSpot Complete members? All right. Billy from Muskogee, Oklahoma, was going to ask, will the cars be upgradable and customizable? So we already answered that. How many cars are available in the game?
Right now at E3 we've got 6, and in the final game we're going to have more than 12.
More than 12. Nice. And will they be one will be faster, one will be stronger?
Yeah, they'll each have their own unique handling characteristics, but you can also go in and then upgrade them so that you get you can sort of start to balance that out, so that if you like the particular look of a car, if you work hard, you can upgrade it so that it's competitive with other cars that it might not have started out so competitive with.
Great. Daniel Stark from Sweden wants to know how many levels will be in the game.
All right, good question. We're going to have 24 tracks, and we're going to have 8 open arenas. And the arenas are more traditional, what you'd expect of a Jak and Daxter game, like the Wasteland in Jak 3, where it's just wide open and freeform. And we've got a lot of cool events in those arenas as well. We've got deathmatch and capture the flag style events and artifact races, so just a lot of variety in those open arenas. So 24 tracks and 8 arenas.
Cool. All right, sweet. We got another question on how many cars are going to be in the game. And how about weapons? How many different weapons are we looking at?
The weapons, we tried to get sort of the power-up system from Jak and Daxter continued on into this racing game as well. So we've got Blue Eco, which will act as your turbo power-ups.
Nice.
We've got Green Eco as a health. And then you've got Yellow Eco, which acts as your offensive weapons, and you've got Red Eco, which acts as your defensive weapons. So if somebody's fired some missiles at you, you can let out a smoke screen, which will make them lose their lock, and you get away scot-free.
Cool. Here's another question from Matt from Georgia, will Jak X be as difficult as previous Jak games?
Well, it's all about how much you practice, and we try to keep, as you said, with that balance with the limited mode. But the adventure mode should be very accessible to everybody. Get in. We have training events which help you understand the controls and sort of step you into the game slowly. And I think it'll be able to be enjoyed by everybody.
Cool. We have a question from Andreas in the Netherlands. What is your favorite weapon?
Oh, my favorite weapon, hands down, is the missile. I mean, you just fire and forget. You just take out your opponents. Yeah.
Does that lock right on and takes care of it for you? That's handy. All right, we already asked about online modes. And will the modifications to the cars have influence on the handling if you put like a different bumper on?
Yeah, we're gonna add a amount of influence in your handling based on the how you've structured your car. Yes.
Michael in Ontario wants to know, do different characters have different powers or abilities?
Yeah, depending on the racer you pick, you'll get a different handling of the car as well. Like Jak will be the all-around balanced character. Ashton will be a little bit more powerful weapons. Carol will have a little better handling, that sort of thing.
Cool. So for an online race, will we see multiple characters in the same race?
No, we're limiting it to so there's only one character per. But
I like that. That's good.
It's only one Jak, so only one Jak can race. So but we're going to have enough variety in characters that everybody will be able to pick the character that has the handling characteristics that they like.
So is there going to be like a menu that pops up and everyone has to arrow as quickly as they can to the
pretty much. Yeah.
I like that.
It's a little game in itself. Yeah.
That's nice.
But on top of that, actually, we're going to have compatibility with the Daxter PSP game, which is also in development.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's a sort of a gift for people who are fans of the franchise, and maybe they have access to both games. Either they own both, or they've got a friend who has one. If you link it up with the USB cable, you actually will be able to take characters that are in the Daxter PSP game and bring them into the Jak X game and have them be drivers.
All
We'll
right.
also have certain unlockable secrets so that you can modify and customize your car with special pieces that are only available from the Daxter PSP game. And the street goes two ways.
I was about to say, it's a two-way street, right?
Yeah, so things in Jak X will also unlock things in Daxter PSP.
And we'll be looking at Daxter on the PSP on this very stage. I'm looking forward to it. Are you interested? Can we bug you about the future of the franchise? Do you mind?
Oh, sure.
Sean from Norfolk, Virginia wants to know, are you planning any Jak games for a little system that we saw this week called the PlayStation 3?
Well, I'm really excited about the PlayStation 3. I mean, that was just a huge announcement on Monday.
Huge.
And I think it's going to just be the buzz of E3 and well through the year. So the PS3 is just really opening up all kinds of opportunity for us. And the Jak and Daxter franchise is just so rich and so deep. I mean, there's so much more that I still want to do here. So I guarantee you'll see Jak and Daxter for a long time coming.
All right, well, this game looks really great. Thanks for coming by, Evan.
Thanks a lot.
Really appreciate it. Christoph, good driving back there. I've been keeping an eye on you. Thanks for coming by. We'll be sure to check out this game. When's it coming out?
It's coming out fall 2005.
The fall of 2005 is going to be the best season for games of all time, according to what we're seeing on the stage here. Thanks for stopping by. As I said, E3 GameSpot Live's coverage of E3 continues.